What up, random rockers? Alright. Rambo, Last Blood. I'm leaning glad at least it's an hour and a half. You know? Been a while since I've seen films that, especially action films, that were that short. I mean, MCU kind of spoils you with those epics, and the Lord of the Rings, all those more nerdier films do that. But yeah, I get some people and the critics side of the bitch, but I'm kind of in a. My thoughts in comparison for Rambo: Last Blood will more than likely, if you watch any of my music reviews, especially when it comes to the recent Tool record, or the newest Tool, long-awaited Tool record, that is Fear Inoculum, it's about the same in that regard, in terms of duality that I'm dealing with here. Because, yeah, the flaws are so to the point where I understand why most people consider this a bad film. The only thing I can agree with those people about is that this isn't a great film. However, to say this isn't good in the sense of what it's rather best to be described as a serviceable film. Or at least to the extent that people who've bothered to keep up with, bothered to watch everything involved in terms of the Rambo franchise, at this point, it's somewhat fulfilling to a degree. It's kind of taken into place up to a point, and then it kind of turns into like a Home Alone thing, but more like that, but they kind of make it more Home Alone Jaws. I kind of would compare it more to the end of a certain particular Denzel Washington film. I mean, it's kind of like a weird, especially given the cartel stuff, which is kind of funny, but not to the extent of what High on Fire, but not Men on Fire. I don't know why I just said the band High on Fire, but anyway, they do a certain thing in the middle of the film, and then I think it's all this thing that is mostly just, it's kind of exposition. Rambo doesn't have his trademark hair this time around, which is fine. I guess he just kind of cleaned himself up, tried to, somewhat settle down, I guess, and I guess he's kind of adopted into with a family, and it's mostly about the daughter and trying to find out why her real dad is not wanting to be there, didn't want her or whatever, which apparently the dude's in Mexico. Somehow we wind up going to Mexico, and somehow she gets kidnapped by the cartel. He tries to come and save her, all this other stuff. All in all, at some point this is going to lead into what is the final thing, and the most part it kind of is all in all more so taking the level of brutality of what we got from pretty much the last film in '08. So this literally takes place 10 years, ironic as it should, 10 years later from that film, for sure. Makes sense with how he's aged. And as far as being, the Rambo franchise that is of the Stallone, that has been the moniker of the Stallone action film, I really did I liked this. I liked it. I didn't love it necessarily. It's not going to get film of the year, but it's serviceable for you if you are a Rambo fan. If you do see it in a theater, be better off matinee, and you might have some fun with it. Yeah, I understand that some people who are a little too film snobby will probably not like it, but you can't go into it as that. And I had that duality a little bit. You're just going into some mindless action fun in a but not nearly to the extent. I would rather say John Wick 3's better film. And that's, as far as because I think those films actually have spoiled us in terms of that kind of action film. It's kind of dumb fun, but at the same time, given what the source material is, it's far from it. Well, it kind of bent the rules a little bit when it came to the First Blood itself. At this point, I think we should just call it done with what we've gotten from Stallone. And this is kind of a hot cake, or hot take, or however you want to say it, depending on if there's action arm people involved with this. I want to say I like this film a lot, but I can't. I just liked it. You know, it is what it is. It exists. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'm not sure I would tell you to go straight out to the theater to see it unless you're just that massive a Stallone or a Rambo fan. And just wanted to see how if this really is the last. As far as Rambo, as far as like Stallone and Rambo, I would like to say this is it. I'd like to believe it, despite, you know, the creds thing. If you didn't stay for the creds, that's fine. Then you're better off just thinking it's done, you know? You didn't really need that at the end, but especially when it got to the point where they started to run out of old footage and that was good, that they could use. Because overall, I mean, I'm in this kind of a thing with it, but hell, it's like my review I just did for Blink as well. It's kind of that, but kind of leaning a little more into that. So, to just thumbs up, you know? I'm in that kind of a thing with it. Somewhere around there, you'll find a way. If you just want to wait and rent it, that's fine too. It's best suited there. You know, if not, you know, go out. And if you do go out to theater, make sure you do matinee, which is what I did, which is what made it work, I guess. I had fun with it. I'd say I liked John Wick better. I mean, I've also been spoiled by, you know, Endgame and Far From Home, so this year. Hell, I'm still waiting to figure out when I'm going to see Peter Falcon. But anyway, other than that, I mean, I enjoyed it. Pretty much the third act is the best part. It's kind of I would say it Rogue One, a Star Wars stories, your ass, is what it does. It basically third act is you're all into the promised land of action scenes, but it's a little more to the point of gore. Though if you've seen the last film, which was the first and only other film I've ever seen in the film franchise in the theater, so, and I barely remember that one. I remember the way it ended, and it does leave off from that, so I understand. I mean, I understand. It's one of your throw your popcorn in your face type of things, and that's fine. And that's kind of what I did. So, and it's one of those. Even though, like, John Wick is just an action film and having a good story, it is decent, but it's like nothing you haven't seen before. It's kind of on its generic thing. But I liked it still for what it is. I kind of knew that was what I was going to get going in because of the last film I seen, so I wasn't too surprised in that regard. Just more so the middle of the film that they chose to go that route, but I was like, really? You want to depress me? Really? 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 But yeah. Overall, that's all I really have to say on the film. I understand people, I kind of in this weird place where I understand the people who are bitching about it, but you know, but at the same time, it's screw you, it's just a movie. But it's a Stallone movie. I mean, it's not what he's done with the first two Expendables, or his involvement recently within the Creed within Creeds 1 and 2. So, I mean, there's that, but just don't go in expecting that kind of thing. It's not Oscar caliber. I wasn't expecting that either. So, going into this film, just from the way, like, the trailer does kind of spoil everything for you, but if you're like, fuck, I got nothing else to do, and it's fucking Stallone, to shove my face in popcorn and see Stallone kicking ass, you'll enjoy yourself. Yeah. I'm pretty much spewing the same bullshit up until at this point, but yeah, that's all I gotta say about this film. What did you guys think of Rambo Last Blood? Leave a comment below, let me know. Rock that like button if you like this video. Rock that like button with thrust if you must. hit the subscribe button. If you want to see more of my content, hit the subscribe button, as well as click the notification bell to make sure you do see it. And in the description below should be my Facebook page. It's a link to my Facebook page. You can like and follow me there. No, I do not have all these other social medias because I'm told that those places in comparison to Facebook are far more toxic, despite being so-called easier to use. I don't know, but it's whatever. And yeah, as always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, y'all.